It's one of the most prestigious trophies in all of motorsports. For nearly a century, the world's top powerboat racers have raced for the APBA Gold Cup.
Gold Cup's it's the big daddy, you know, it's the one you want to win the most, and it means everything in the world.
Everybody wants to hold that Gold Cup. I don't want to race forever, but I want to win this one before I quit.
It's the one hole in my career. It's the only major race that I've never won, and so it would mean everything in the world to me to win it today.
Welcome to Detroit, Michigan. This, the third stop on Hydroprop's Budweiser Unlimited Hydroplane Tour presented by Laughlin, Nevada. It's the APBA Chrysler Jeep Gold Cup, the ultimate in boat racing. I'm Steve Montgomery, and with me is Mark Evans, who comes from a racing family. His father, his brother, and Mark, many victories among them, many podium finishes, Mark, never a Gold Cup.
Had every position possible on that stand up there, like a lot of drivers. Everybody tries to get that, but haven't got it yet.
Can you put into words what the Gold Cup means to a boat racer?
Well, that's the ultimate trophy, the big piece of hardware that all the guys race for. They work through the limited ranks, get into the unlimiteds, and want to win that Gold Cup. It's just a big award. You always want to win.
New rules in place this year in the Hydroprop formula to improve the parity among the racers. We've had deck-to-deck racing in our two previous events, and again, Mark, here in Detroit, the best racing we've ever seen on this river.
It was fantastic. Just earlier, Ken Muscatel hugging the buoys like I've never seen him drive before against Mark Webber, and they got on the dock, congratulated each other. It's just the type of racing you always want to see.
For a couple of the teams here, Mark, the weekend has not gone well.
It's really going bad when you got to get the Sawzall out and start chopping into your boat like this.
This is the bottom of one of the Team Gregory USA racing partner boats. They broke a propeller, and it did this kind of damage to the bottom of the boat.
It damaged the whole strut area. All the bracketry up inside got wasted, and they ended up having to cut it all out.
Owner Kim Gregory standing atop what was to be his team's #1 boat. They will be racing their second hull, and we'll have more on that. Let's go back now and pick up some of the action from yesterday. This is a two-day event. On Saturday, Heat 1A, that's Terry Troxell, Mark Webber in the yellow boat. Now, that is what was going to be his brother's boat, Mark Evans, but he moves from the #1 hull to #2 because of the damage suffered.
That's the problem when you're a backup kind of driver, or you got a secondary boat, you get it taken away from you. We've seen it happen in the past, but it's great for a team to have a second boat. They can continue on, pick up national high points.
So you see Mark Webber in the team's second boat, in between Terry Troxell, making a good start here in 1A. In the green Zenetics 2, you see Dave Vilwalk in the red Miss Budweiser running over on the inside. And when you get Miss Bud on the inside and Dave Vilwalk, Mark, it's going to be tough to get around him.
It really is. The Budweiser's a strong boat, and when he's on the inside like that, he obviously has his momentum up. He's going to lead him out of that turn and down into the Rooster Tail turn.
On board with Mark Webber, coming out of one of the biggest turns on the circuit, headed for one of the smallest and the tightest, but the back stretch, we can't call it a straight, Mark, because right about here you got to turn left a little or you run right into the yacht club.
This whole course is like egg-shaped, so as you're coming down towards the yacht club, you got to veer to the left just a little bit, and it's so intimidating to a new driver to come bombing in there because the yacht club's so close, the turn's so tight, got to let the boat drift out over next to the grandstands there, get on the gas, hit the start line, and just keep on going.
Thousands of fans in that huge grandstand, Mark, and as the boats come out of the Rooster Tail turn, every one of them is out of shape. The driver has to get it set up for this run down the front straightaway. It's a major factor in competing here, getting through the Rooster Tail turn as cleanly as you can.
Not only is it so tight that there's a lot of rollers that bounce off that wall, so it upsets the boat. The guys are coming out of the turn. A lot of times they got their canard flaps down to create lift, and it'll upset the boat, so they got to be very careful and really on top of it.
Now the big turn down by the Belle Isle Bridge, we're watching Mark Webber come out of it now. It's a big sweeper, a 1,500-foot turn. It's just pedal to the floor and hang on.
Hang on is right. You go into this big Belle Isle turn, and the river tends to create these rollers right in the middle of the turn that can upset the boat and toss you out a lane or two. So you got to be very careful going in there with that much speed.
Right there, we see two boats side by side over 200 miles per hour, Mark. We talk a lot about that magic 200-mile-per-hour mark. We really do see it on this race course.
And, man, coming down into that Rooster Tail turn, you can get up over 200 miles an hour. It's very scary for a lot of the drivers. You really got to concentrate, get the boat set up on the skid fin, and make a nice, smooth turn around that thing.
So this was the scene as Dave Vilwalk took the checkered flag in Heat 1A, a 3-lap preliminary yesterday, followed by Webber, Troxell, Pierce, and Dr. Ken Muscatel.
Inside lane looks like where it's placed to be, huh?
Well, actually, we'd rather be in lane 2.
but being the fastest qualifier, we had to take lane 1.
Sure.
And anyhow, I don't know. They're running awful hard, and we're just very thankful we got a winner.
All right.
The bad news for Mark Webber, already in his team's second boat, and he has damaged a sponson. The crew trying to get that ready for the next heat. Mark Evans talked to the winner of Heat 1A.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy, that yellow boat was guiding in your mirror.
Yeah, he was. Those guys are really fast, like I say. Right now, the Bud crew's got this boat handling really good, so we're able to get the position and ride through the rough water. But boy, that York boat, it had some, or the M-Corps boat really had some horsepower, and he just kept coming up and coming up. Luckily, I was getting through the rough water better than him. But good job, Mark Webber, whole team. That was a tough race.
When we return, we'll have more highlights from yesterday's great action in the prelims here from Detroit and the Chrysler Jeep APBA Gold Cup.